Have you ever paused even for a moment to consider the world around you? Have you ever noticed those birds perched on power lines, those slender wires crisscrossing our landscapes? They sit there, often in neat rows, looking like musical notes, gracefully arranged on a staff, a symphony of nature played out against an industrial backdrop. It's a charming image, isn't it? They sit calmly on high-voltage wires, seemingly without a care in the world. They preen their feathers, chirp to each other, and simply exist in that space. They appear completely unfazed by the potential danger lurking beneath their tiny feet. It's a high-stakes game of balance and physics, and they seem to be winning effortlessly. It's a sight so common that we barely give it a second thought, blending into the background noise of our daily lives. We're so used to seeing it that we've become blind to the inherent strangeness of it all. But it's actually a fascinating scientific puzzle, a real-world riddle playing out right above our heads. Why aren't these little creatures instantly fried? Why don't birds get electrocuted on power lines, those conduits of immense electrical energy? Why is it that we're constantly warned to never, ever touch them, while these birds treat them like their personal playground? What's the difference? The answer isn't some kind of magic spell or a stroke of incredible luck. It's a perfect blend of the fundamental principles of physics and the fascinating adaptations of animal behavior. It's science in action, a delicate dance between nature and electricity. Birds and power lines, a seemingly incongruous pairing. Nature and technology existing side by side, a testament to the resilience of life in the face of human innovation. For birds, these wires are simply a convenient perch, a high-altitude resting spot with a great view of the world below. It's their own personal observation deck. But for us, it's a daily mystery, a subtle enigma hiding in plain sight, waiting to be unraveled. Imagine for a moment that you're an alien visiting Earth for the first time. You observe that humans meticulously avoid these elevated wires, treating them with a healthy dose of fear and respect. But then you see birds treating them like a park bench, a comfortable place to relax and socialize. What's their secret? Why are they so safe, so seemingly immune to the dangers that we perceive? Today we'll unravel this everyday enigma, peeling back the layers of this fascinating phenomenon. We'll discover the science that acts as an invisible shield, keeping our feathered friends safe from harm. Let's dig into the real reason why birds don't get zapped, exploring the physics at play. Spoiler alert, it's all about the science, the elegant and often surprising ways that the natural world works. So you've probably seen birds perched on power lines without a care in the world. It might seem like they're defying the laws of physics or that they possess some kind of innate superpower, but how do birds do it? What's the secret behind their seemingly carefree perches on these high-voltage wires? Some people think birds have special powers, that they're somehow immune to the dangers of electricity. They imagine these creatures possessing abilities far beyond the ordinary, like a real-life superhero soaring through the sky. Or maybe they believe birds have insulating feet, that their talons are naturally designed to block the flow of electricity. This idea suggests a built-in defense mechanism, a biological adaptation that protects them from harm. Maybe their bodies are immune to electricity, that their internal systems are somehow resistant to electrical currents. This theory implies a unique physiological makeup, a biological shield that renders them impervious to the effects of voltage. Or perhaps the wires are coated in rubber, that a protective layer prevents the birds from coming into direct contact with the electrical current. This explanation points to human intervention, a safety measure designed to safeguard both birds and the power grid. But here's the truth. Those big power lines are often bare metal, not insulated. They're exposed to the elements, and anything that comes into contact with them is potentially at risk. Birds aren't too small to be affected, even the larger ones like eagles or hawks. Size doesn't matter when it comes to electricity. The current will flow through any conductive material regardless of its dimensions, and they're made of the same stuff as us, flesh, blood, and bone. They're not some alien species with a completely different biological makeup. They're living creatures just like us, subject to the same physical laws and vulnerabilities. If electricity had a path through a bird, it would get shocked just like any animal. The current would surge through its body, disrupting its nervous system and potentially causing serious harm or even death. There's no biological force field, no magic, no mystical shield protecting them from the dangers of the electrical world. What you see is what you get. A bird, a wire, and the laws of physics at play. The real answer isn't about what birds are, it's not about some inherent characteristic or special ability they possess. It's not about their species, their size, or their plumage. but what they're doing or not doing. It's about their behavior, their interaction with the environment, and their understanding of the electrical landscape. Birds are just as vulnerable as we are. They're not immune to the dangers of electricity. They're just as susceptible to shocks and burns as any other living creature, but they avoid danger by how they interact with the wire. They've learned to navigate this environment, to position themselves in a way that minimizes the risk of electrical shock. The secret lies in the physics of electricity, not in bird biology. It's about understanding how electricity flows, how it seeks the path of least resistance, and how a bird can avoid becoming part of that path. So, let's bust the myths. Let's dispel the misconceptions and get to the heart of the matter. Let's uncover the real explanation behind this seemingly miraculous feat. No superpowers, no extraordinary abilities that defy the laws of nature, no special feet, no insulating talons that protect them from electrical currents, no magic immunity, no inherent resistance to the flow of electricity. The real explanation is even cooler. It's a testament to the power of science, the elegance of physics, and the adaptability of nature. Time for a crash course in how electricity works. Let's dive into the fundamentals, explore the principles, and unravel the mystery of the birds on the wires. Let's delve into the fascinating world of electricity and understand how it truly works. To make it easier, think of electricity like water flowing through a garden hose. It's a helpful analogy to visualize the fundamental principles at play. The pressure that drives the water through the hose is analogous to voltage in an electrical circuit. Voltage is the electrical potential difference, the force that pushes the electrons, and the water itself, the amount of water flowing, is like electric current. Current is the rate of flow of electrical charge measured in amperes. For current to flow, just like water needs a complete loop to circulate, you need a complete path, a circuit, for electricity. This circuit provides a continuous route for the electrons to move. This flow occurs from a point of high voltage, where there's a surplus of electrons, to a point of low voltage, where there's a deficiency. It's all about potential difference. The ground, often connected to the earth, is the ultimate low-voltage destination. It serves as a reference point and a safe path for excess current. If you touch a live wire, a wire with high voltage, while standing on the ground, you're providing a path to that low-voltage destination. In that scenario, you become the path, the easiest route for the electricity to reach the ground. And electricity seeking the path of least resistance flows through you, potentially causing a dangerous electrical shock. That's precisely why it's dangerous for humans. Our bodies are good conductors, making us vulnerable to electrical currents. But if there's no path to a lower voltage, if the circuit is broken or incomplete, the current, unable to find a route to ground, stays safely contained within the wire, thanks to its insulation. Electricity is lazy. It doesn't want to work harder than it has to. It always takes the easiest route, the path of least resistance, to complete its circuit. Just touching a high-voltage wire isn't enough to cause a shock. There's more to it than that. You need to connect it to something at a different voltage, creating a potential difference that drives the current. Only then will current flow, completing the circuit and potentially causing harm. No complete circuit, no current flow, and therefore no shock. This understanding of circuits and voltage differences is the key to unlocking our bird mystery. It's not about magic or some inexplicable phenomenon, but about understanding the pathways that electricity takes and the conditions that allow it to flow. Once you grasp this fundamental concept of electrical circuits, everything clicks into place, and the bird mystery becomes clear. The well-defined laws of physics, not luck, keep birds safe when they perch on power lines. Their safety depends on whether they follow one simple, yet crucial, rule of electrical circuits. Let's take a closer look and see how this rule works in practice, ensuring the bird's safety. Picture a bird on a single power line. Both feet are on the same wire, at the same voltage, no difference, no current flows through the bird. The electricity keeps moving along the wire, ignoring the bird entirely. It's like a twig floating on a river, the water flows under it, not through it. The bird isn't providing a shortcut for the electricity to reach the ground or another wire. Electricians use the same principle, only touch one wire at a time, and you're safe. The bird, by chance, follows this rule perfectly. It's not magic or immunity, just smart positioning. As long as the bird doesn't touch anything else, it's safe. No circuit, no shock. The danger only comes when a path is created between two different voltages. The laws that make electricity dangerous are the same ones that keep the bird safe. It's all about the path. But what if a bird breaks the rule? If a large bird touches two wires at once, or a wire and a grounded object, it creates a path for electricity to flow. The result is often fatal. Current surges through the bird's body. That's why power lines are spaced far apart, especially for big birds. Insulated covers and special designs help prevent these accidents. When a bird completes a circuit, it gets zapped. Their safety depends entirely on their position, not on any special ability. To protect birds and prevent outages, engineers and conservationists work together. They space wires farther apart and use vertical arrangements to keep birds from touching two wires at once. Insulated covers and safe perches are added to poles. Flight diverters, colorful markers, help birds see wires and avoid collisions. These solutions save lives and keep the power on. It's a great example of technology adapting to nature. By understanding bird behavior and applying smart engineering, we make the grid safer for everyone. Science and empathy, working together. Next time you see birds on a wire, remember the science behind their safety. They're not immune, they're just following the rules of physics. Every perched bird is a tiny lesson in electricity. Look for bird-safe designs in your neighborhood and share what you learn. Science turns everyday sights into wonders. Stay curious, keep asking why, and see the world with new eyes. From birds on wires to exploring Mars, it all starts with a question, so keep looking up and never stop wondering.